Hello everybody, it's Ariana again with My Pet Depression. My pet number for this week is 6 because the underlying reason that is bugging me is still there. And it's something I'm wrestling with because my depressed brain lies to me. So not doing great, but I know that I can just keep going. That's my pet number. I wanted to talk about how comedy has been something that has kind of been a big part of my personality, and it came in the form of a lot of different comedy shows and groups that my parents enjoyed and got me to enjoy. One of those, if you know, is Monty Python's Flying Circus, and that one's a little bit of a different kind of humor. British humor is often different, a lot more dry, self-deprecating, that kind of thing, but I do enjoy that kind of humor. So that was one of the big ones that started me off. Somebody you might have heard of, it's called Weird Al Yankovic, and he is a recording artist, but he makes parody songs, so most of it's just hysterical. He was very much played in my house as a child, and I did see him live, so that was great fun. So there's different forms of comedy, but the basic point I was trying to make is that comedy was a big part of my family's communication, and the way that I even communicate today is a lot of times through comedy, through joking with people that I love. So my love language is being sarcastic, basically. Comedy is one of my comfort places, which is another reason why I mentioned Markiplier at the beginning of the channel, and not everything that he does is comedy, but there's a lot of comedic elements in places you wouldn't expect. He is just naturally funny, in my opinion. So watching one of his videos, even if it's a horror video, can be fun and or funny. So he became quickly a favorite of mine when I figured out that he just seemed to be naturally funny. And then the more I found out, the more I realized that it was basically the same kind of humor that I enjoy. The way that my dad would joke with me, or other family members would joke with me. So it's comforting for me. So I thought maybe this week we would talk a little bit more about comedy and how, at least for me, it is a good place to go when I need to feel better. Even if it's just a distraction for a little bit of time, having something that makes me laugh, it releases endorphins. Even if it's only for a short time, it makes me happy. And so that has been a big deal for me to reconnect with, to find the funny that's always funny for me, no matter what mood I'm in. And that's very rare. That's only a handful of things that I know I can turn on and laugh at, no matter what. And obviously there are times when that doesn't even work, but for the most part, that is one of my favorite things to do. So just being in a place where it makes me feel accepted. How about that? Let me start that way. Comedy with others makes me feel accepted. It makes me feel like I can communicate with somebody because they have a sense of humor. It may not be identical to mine, which is absolutely fine, but somebody who understands when I'm being sarcastic or when I'm joking is so comforting to me. It is such a big thing for me, and I know that I may not be making any sense. I am in my brain, but I love to laugh, and I love others who will laugh with me. So I don't think I have very many comedic stories, but I do have something from childhood. When I was a small person, around 7 to 8 and 8 to 9, somewhere in that range, I had a really good friend, and for Christmas I got a video recorder. We're just going to make it that simple because I'm sure a lot of you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But it recorded onto cassette tapes, if you know what that is. If you don't, just think of it as a phone, but in a different form. So we recorded ourselves doing a series that was named Mr. Rogers is Dead. Now, I don't know if you know who Mr. Rogers is, but if you don't, please Google him. He was a wonderful person. We weren't trying to say we hate him or that we wanted to hurt him, just more like acting out as children. What would happen were he to be gone? Because when we did this, I do not believe that he was gone yet. But I'd have to look back and I could be wrong. Either way, we were portraying Mr. Rogers as being gone and what would happen then. So it was comedy to us as young people, but it probably wasn't really all that funny. And I have no idea where those tapes went. No clue whatsoever. But it was my first jab, let's say, at comedy as a person, trying to emulate the things that I had seen others do on television and whatnot. So I really, really enjoyed doing that. That's the point, is that I have always wanted to be creative and do comedy and do art of some sort because I vibe with that really deeply. It is so fulfilling to me when I paint a picture or when I draw something or when I create something. Obviously, I've talked about my TikTok more than once, but when I first started on TikTok, I didn't believe that I was going to have any kind of following at all. I just wanted to make edits about Markiplier like I'd seen other people do. And I wanted to create, and so I did. And it turns out to be a good outlet for me. And then I decided, well, I could make a YouTube channel. So here we are. I hope that you all have a good day. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And always remember to take care of your pet.